What is the National Assembly doing? Orji Uzor Kalu, tell me what this administration is doing that is changing the lives of the people. Tell us. That's what you're supposed to tell us. Than telling us, oh, the reforms are working, but it's not trickling down. Have you read the report from World Bank and the IMF? Did you read it? Did you see that Nigeria is contributing 50% of world global poverty? And contributing 19% to poverty in sub-Saharan Africa? And you're a senator. What have you done, Orji Uzor Kalu? Or didn't you read that report? Or World Bank and the IMF, they are demarketing Nigeria. Maybe they are demarketing Nigeria. That is not true. That is poverty. So it's so ridiculous when these guys come out here and be doing this kind of video and talking things that instead of going to sit down and know what to do to fix the nation, he's doing video talking what people don't understand. Go and read the World Bank report. They said it clearly that the reforms of the President Tinubu's administration is not changing anything in the country. It's not reflecting to the lives of the people. It's there in that report. How did they know? The problem Nigerian leaders have is they don't like the truth. They like propaganda. And that is why they have come up with this new propaganda of demarketing. Hello guys, welcome to my channel. This is Andy Media TV. Well, I saw a video, coming out from Senator Orji Uzor Kalu, where he was, making assertions that some Nigerian leaders travel out of the country in America, in Europe, and what have you, and they go along to demarket Nigeria, while they are, working so hard to get investors into the country. So he made another assertion in the video where he acknowledged that the reforms of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not trickling down to the people. According to him, he said that the reforms are working, but they are not yet trickling down to the people. And that is where the challenge is, right? He also said that that's the reason why they are working hard to get investors. But when people demarket Nigeria, then it becomes more difficult to get investors because they need more investors to come into the country and invest so that people can have jobs, can have good life and what have you. So I know that all the things he was saying in that video is just pointing out to Mr. Peter Obi, who always have engagement out of the country where he does a lot of comparative analysis, looking at how Nigeria is comparing with other nations such as Vietnam, Egypt, Morocco, Indonesia, and what have you. So, Mr. Peter Obi is a man of statistics. So he goes out in every fora. If question comes up to him, concerning how Nigeria is faring, he shares the truth of the situation in Nigeria. So I know all those demarketing Nigeria, just like the governor of Lagos State, Babajide Sanwolu, has also come out to say that Peter Obi is demarketing Nigeria. Begin to compare Peter Obi leadership when he was governor for 8 years and whatever he's doing in Lagos. And it was so ridiculous, because when you look at Anambra State, where Peter Obi was there, he single-handedly took the state from 24th position, in education and brought them to number 1 within the space of 8 years he spent there. And they remained in number 1 until other people took over and, they couldn't follow the trajectory he has established. Besides that, when it comes to internal roads, Peter Obi did a whole lot of work in internal, even in a whole lot of villages. He connected villages with roads, local roads, which you cannot see in most of the states. What most governors does is they just come to the capital city, develop roads, and the hinterlands are suffering. That is why when herdsmen strikes, it's difficult for the police to get to, the location to be able to help the people because they cannot drive through the kind of terrain, the roads that these communities has. So I don't want to start doing analysis of what Peter Obi did in 8 years. Because it's unfortunate. I've never heard that Babajide Sanwolu traveled to Anambra. I've never had it. He has been in government for almost 6 years plus, I think. I've never heard that he visited Anambra. So he's not in a good position to discuss about what Peter Obi did during his tenure because he has not gone there. Many people who criticize him has not even been to Anambra. They don't even know where Anambra is. They only hear it in the news. So that's by the way. But before I proceed further, if you are new to my channel, please kindly subscribe to my channel and also like and share this video and put on your notification bell so that when my next video drops, you'll be among those to be notified. All right. Having said this, looking at what Orji Uzor Kalu is saying, one only thing I agree with him is he acknowledged that the reforms are not trickling down to the people. One thing these guys don't understand is it's obvious that they don't even understand what is development and they don't even understand what leadership is all about. It's just that you have money, you can rig election and you just get into a political position and you start answering leader. That is what Nigeria case looks like. Now, let me break a lot of things down. Nobody is demarketing Nigeria. The only thing you need to do is to do the right things that will trigger the right results. When you trigger the right result, the news will circulate everywhere. Just like the bad things they are doing and the bad result they are getting is circulating everywhere. Anything P2B goes out to speak on is already out there. And I will prove them to you. All right. Recently, there was killing, a lot of killings in the country, in Benue, in Plateau, in Borno. All right. Herdsmen strike and kill, a lot of people, and the Boko Haram groups and the rest of them. Guess what? It's all over the world. A whole lot of foreign media has captured what happened. So anybody who is coming to say there are a lot of killings in Nigeria, they say it's demarketing in Nigeria. The world are following what is going on across the globe. The news is everywhere. Nobody demarketed anybody. The news channel are doing their job, picking information and publishing the information. So the problem Nigerian leaders have is they don't like the truth. They like propaganda. And that is why they have come up with this new propaganda of the marketing, championed by Babajide Sanwolu of Lagos State. Senator Orji Uzor Kalu has keyed in. Before you know it, they will pay people on Twitter and on X and other, social media platforms. They will start projecting P2B as someone that is demarketing Nigeria. That is ridiculous. So you can't deceive the people. The people knows the truth. In August 2024, there was hunger protests in Nigeria. If things are working, nobody will be protesting for hunger. I've never seen people protesting for hunger for the years I've been in the diaspora. All right, because no matter how it is, people still make things happen because the economy will just increase a little bit, and at some point it comes back. But in our own case in Nigeria, anything that goes up doesn't come down. So Nigerians did hunger protests and bad governance. It was published everywhere in the world. BBC, Al Jazeera, all those platforms, they have it published everywhere. Go to the net, just type hunger protest. You will see everywhere the countries, that publish all this in AP and Associated Press and all those Reuters and the rest of them. It's everywhere. So when Peter Obi goes out and says there is huge hunger in the land, is it the marketing? It's not news. It's everywhere. Everybody knows the situation of the economic hardship in the country, engineered by the reform that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing. People know that. So the issue is that it's not about doing reform. Nobody is against doing reforms. Nobody is against removing subsidy, just like Orji Uzor Kalu was claiming that so nobody does subsidy again, except food subsidy, this, that. He was saying all those things, and I was laughing because he doesn't understand anything. That is a senator doesn't mean he has to understand development. That is the point. That you own a business doesn't mean you know about development. So allow people who have been in this development job. I spent almost 10 years doing development. So the issue here is that whatever happens anywhere goes out. So that P2B come to say there's poverty in the land is not news. People know there's poverty in the land. We know because we have demands every day. We need this, we need medication, we need food, we need light to pay for NEPA bill. That bill has increased. This. Now we the sufferer. That is the truth. You continue to change money to send, continue to change so that people won't die of hunger. We have friends, we have colleagues, former colleagues, and things like that. So what are we trying to say here? Nobody is demarketing Nigeria. I watched a video of Tinubu, went, I think it's one of the foreign, programs, and he said he's from Nigeria, and they began to explain the challenges. There are killings by herdsmen. Farmers can't go to farm. There's a lot of insecurity in Nigeria, in Africa. He carefully used the word Africa. But people know he's talking about Nigeria, that our students are out of school and they are even trying to do school feeding to be able to lure them back to school and all that and all that. At that point, is he demarketing Nigeria? No, he's saying the truth of what is going on. So when P2B goes out there and is sharing the truth of Nigerian situation, so that people who have ideas living in the diaspora or there are other international bodies who can be able to support and bring succor and all this can come in. And now, Orji Uzor Kalu anchoring his inability for the government to bring in investors on the demarketing. That is a lie, a big fat lie. Let me take you through this. When you come to the United States, when President Donald Trump was contesting for this position, he's in now, contesting for the US president position, right? Every of his fora on the campaign trips, he repeated the same thing, that even if you are watching his campaign in Michigan, you will think it is the same thing you watched yesterday, because he was consistent in what he's saying. He talked about the border, how Biden's administration opened the border wide, and criminals are coming, people from mental institutions, people from gangs and all those things were flown into the country. He keeps saying it. He talked about rape, killings, and murder done by these gang members. Mentioned so many names, like Raleigh, the lady they used her name to do one of the laws, recently. So he said a lot of things about investment, how America is losing jobs, sending job to China and stuff like that, that's going to use tariff to collect that, how America is being, robbed through tariff, what America charges other countries is far lower than what other countries charges American product. So he said all these things. At that point, even till today, that is the president, he keeps saying the same thing. Will you say he's demarketing the country? No, he's not. He's telling the world what the situation is in America. And that is what many leaders hate to hear, the truth. The truth is only what will set you free. That is what it is. Now he came in, he began to show the world what he's saying is not story, it is reality. Everybody knows about USAID, United States Agency for International Development, how it was unveiled by the DOGE, the Department of Government Efficiency, and it showed the public that these people are not who they claim to be. This is what they do. They siphon money and revert it back to the people that are running the show behind the scene, which they call the deep states, and so on. So they unveiled that. They went now into Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security. They are unveiling the fraud, just like President Trump said when he was campaigning. The border is closed, just like he said he will do. So now these are the problems they have as a country, and that's what he was speaking on. And that's what would the people around him to vote for him, that he won all the swing states complete, total. The margin of his winning was so tremendous that nobody can dispute that. Just like he always said, too big to rig. So but virtually the whole citizen supported him and he won. And now he's doing exactly what he said he will do to correct those problems. So when you say that Trump is demarketing his country, he's not. He's saying the truth of what the situation was. And there's a popular saying here in America that Trump is always right. Because at the end of the day, we find out that what he's saying is the truth. Now, in terms of the marketing, by saying the truthful position of what is going on in your country, is it the marketing or not? For me, it's not. It is the truth. The marketing for me would have been if there's no hunger in the land and B2B is coming out to say there's hunger in the land, then I can say it's the market. But it's true. There's out of school children, millions of them. In fact, today now is worse because parents can't pay school fees. They can't even feed, talk less of school fees. Now, despite all Trump said during campaign, now that he has won, he's still consistent in saying what he's saying. The question is, do they get investors? Of course, Trump did not travel to anywhere in the world to look for investors. Investors are the ones on their own coming to the United States. As I speak, Trump has raked in over $4.something trillion of investment, which is coming into this country from different people, businessmen, even countries, Saudi Arabia, UAE, and a whole lot of other countries are coming in. Business people are coming in with their billions to invest in America. He didn't step 1 feet out of US to get 4.something trillion. It's of investment that's going to happen within these 4 years is going to be here. So, but Bola Tinubu of Nigeria, the Nigerian president, has traveled to about 4 or 5 countries in Saudi, in UAE, in India, I think in Germany or something. He has traveled. How many investors did he brought? None. Why? It's very simple. No investor will come to a country where you have high level of insecurity because his investment will not be guaranteed. People can burn his business one day. Are we talking about how government demolished people's business? You know what happened to Landmark Beach and Resort in Lagos, how his beachfront was demolished in the name of building coastal highway, which was later abandoned after the demolition. They went back to the old route and said they are no more using the beachfront. So when investors see all these things they do to people, how do you want them to come in? They are the ones demarketing themselves, demarketing the country. They are the ones destroying the country. They are the ones destroying the architecture of the country. And they will look for who to blame for their failures. Instead of accepting that they have failed, they will be looking for who to blame. They demolished that guy's business. And the guy has moved to Enugu State now to manage Nike Resort Hotel to replicate what he did in Lagos there. Who is losing Lagos? Because he was paying over 2 billion of revenue to government, to Lagos State government. So what are we, if government in Lagos is with the whole revenue that they are collecting, if they are investing those revenue in Lagos, Lagos won't be what it is today. So that governor there that is coming out to compare Lagos with Anambra, that is receiving how much as revenue. It's ridiculous. You see, these people, they are just big time failures who doesn't know what development is. They just have Godfather, find themselves in position of power, and they begin to talk BS. That's what they just do. When you look at all these things that is happening, Tinubu went to, I think, Saudi Arabia, one of his three, to woo investors. Remember what he said, either Saudi or UAE, I think it's Saudi. He told them that Nigeria is investment destination, they should come in, and if anybody asks for bribe, they should meet him, they should come to him. What is he trying to say? That Nigeria is a corrupt country. That's exactly what he's saying. But he's not demarketing Nigeria, right? That's exactly what he said. Is Nigeria a corrupt country? Yes, they are. Those in National Assembly, highly corrupt. Governors, highly corrupt. Just name them. Civil servants, Everybody looking for what to grab. Nobody is interested in the country. There is nothing like the marketing here. That is the true position. Ask yourself, why is the reform not trickling down to the people? Because there are gatekeepers who are trapping whatever that's supposed to come out from this. So the money meant for doing whatever that need to be done is not being done. So the president of Nigeria came from nowhere, May 29, just stood on the podium and said subsidy is gone. What plan do you have? He has no plan of how to implement the removal of subsidy. You must have a plan that if we remove subsidy, these are the social programs we will do to cushion the impact of the people, because we know that price of transportation will rise, and when it rises, it will affect the price of food, it will affect production. Those companies that are producing whatever they are producing, they will need to pay more to get energy to do their production. How do we support them? How do we support small businesses who depends on this, those operating hair salon, barbing salon, and so on? How do we support them? How much do we map out to provide succor for them? It was not done. He doesn't even have cabinet. He doesn't even have anybody, only him. And so this is the problem. In development that I have spent years to do, you have to sit down intentionally and carefully, map out what you need to do. But you will start from the object goal. What do you want to achieve in the next couple of years, 5 years and above? What? That's what you put down. You will now break that goal into objectives and strategic objectives. When you have break all these things into that objectives, right? You will now begin to look for what's supposed to happen for this objective to be met. That's the outcome now. That's the outcome. Now, if this is what you are looking for to achieve in the short term, what are you supposed to deliver? That's where you come to the output. Then what activity am I supposed to do to give me this output? You have to do this work and then develop key performance indicators to be tracking your progress. Are you in line? Are you out of line? And then you will do your risk analysis. What if this happen? What will I do? There are internal risk, there are external risk. External risk you manage because they are outside your control. Internal risk, you can control them because it's within your reach. So you have to do all these things. You have your means of verification. How do you verify that what you are doing is giving you the result? But they just wake up, they just shout something, and that's it. It doesn't work that way. Development is carefully thought out, carefully planned, carefully organized, and then you will ask yourself about funding, the input. How do I get the funding? How do I get the human capital and material resources to be able to implement these activities, to get this output result? And this output result on the short term will give me an outcome. And this outcome on a longer term, medium and long term will give me achieve this objective, which will lead me to achieve my goal. That's how it works. But these guys don't know jack. They think politics and leadership is all about sitting in one position, hit gavel, or sitting in one position and announce that this is your title. And no, they don't. That is the problem. Instead of bringing people who have this knowledge to do this kind of work for them, no, they will not. They will bring political people who will come and carrying propaganda up and down. This propaganda is already created to prepare for 2027. That is the propaganda they will start pushing against Peter Obi towards 2027 to demarket him and to make people hate him. And this is the game they are planning. So, but those of us who are educated, who understand the development, who understand what he's doing, and his analysis and his concept and all the things he has studied, he knows. When he went to Egypt, right, to study how Egypt generated their power, they were laughing at him then. Today, the same minister of power for this administration has claimed they will be going to Egypt to understudy Egypt. But when somebody went there, they were laughing at him. So you see, Nigerian problem is so complex, and it is all about tribal, religious, and ethnic sentiments. That's what they are using all the time, and it's working for them because there are a lot of people who doesn't know their left from their right, a lot of people who are not educated, a lot of people who can't do simple research, a lot of people who doesn't even understand data. After all, Nigerian president said, "Now data we go chop." That's what he said. That one that comes to be reading figures, reading data, is it data we go chop? How do you do development without data? That's why Nigeria have not done population census. They will tell you Nigeria is over 200 million people. There's no specific figure because they don't do population census to know the actual people, to know the classes, how many people are in the old district, how many people are in the youth, how many people are these and children and so on. So they don't. This is what you need to target your programs when you want to implement programs. In America today, any state you go, they know their population. Because as you enter the country, anywhere you are going, your data is picked. That's it. So what are we talking? So as I listened to what Orji Uzor Kalu said, I was disappointed of what he said. Highly disappointed. So these people you call leaders, they don't know anything about development. They don't know there's economic growth, there's economic development. And what matters is economic development. You can have growth, GDP may be growing, but people are getting poorer. Why? Because there's only economic growth, there's no economic development. It is economic development that targets the people and be able to change their life through targeted programs, proper programs, and so on. By doing careful infrastructural development, targeting the health sector, targeting the education sector, and so on and so forth. So when you say a GDP is this, they will be celebrating. No, GDP can be 100% growth, but people are getting poorer. That shows you that there's economic growth, but there's no economic development. Diversify the economy has been on a news all these years. What have they done? Nothing. President himself that is talking about herdsmen killing people, farmers can't go to farm. What has he done to solve that problem? He said it with his mouth. Has he done anything? How has he addressed the herdsmen farmers clashes? Since almost 2 years he has been in power. What thing has he done to address it? Nothing. Only to fly to France, jettison, what is going on in the country and jet out to France and enjoy his life and come back. When people are being killed, he's still outside the country. So now they kill people in Benue, kill people everywhere. The Senate president did not go to Benue to visit them. He did not go to Plateau, he did not go to Borno, but the Pope died. He traveled to Rome to go and pay condolence. These are the problems we're having. They don't care about the people. They just care about maintaining image everywhere. So you can't even, your own country, you can't visit the people to commiserate with them. But you can easily fly to Rome because you will collect DTA. You will make some money for going there, but you can't make much money when you go to Benue. So these are the problems we are having in this country. Nobody is demarketing Nigeria. Anybody saying the truth, it is the truth. You can't change. The Bible says you cannot do nothing against the truth. The truth is the truth. Use it. Whatever you want to do with it, do with it. So bear you in mind that anything going on in any country is in the news. Put on YouTube, you see them. Put on newspapers, you see them. New York Times, they cover everything that happens globally. So don't say somebody is demarketing Nigeria. That's false. It's false. So what is the National Assembly doing? Orji Uzor Kalu, you were there. They bring bills and pressure you to pass it in 2 hours. What did you do? Nothing. You just sit down there. They collect your emolument and you come here to talk to people. Tell me what this administration is doing that is changing the lives of the people. Tell us. That's what you're supposed to tell us. Than telling us, oh, the reforms are working, but it's not trickling down. Have you read the report from World Bank and the IMF? Did you read it? Did you see that Nigeria is contributing 50% of world global poverty and contributing 19% to poverty in sub-Saharan Africa? And you're a senator. What have you done, Orji Uzor Kalu? Or didn't you read that report? Or World Bank and the IMF, they are demarketing Nigeria. Maybe they are demarketing Nigeria. That is not true. That is poverty. So it's so ridiculous when these guys come out here and be doing this kind of video and talking things that instead of going to sit down and know what to do to fix the nation, he's doing video, talking what people don't understand. Go and read the World Bank report. They said it clearly that the reforms of the President Tinubu's administration is not changing anything in the country. It's not reflecting to the lives of the people. It's there in that report. How did they know? Are they living in Nigeria? No. How do they know? Because they can see it. They can see how people are agitated, frustrated. They can see hunger strike, hunger protests happen. But you come out and tell us that things are working, the reforms are working. How is it working? Any reform that is working will achieve the goal. And what is the goal of removing subsidy? That's how they told the citizens that it is subsidy that is Nigerian problem. The moment they remove it, there will be so much money to do infrastructure. They have removed the subsidy 2 years now. Where are the infrastructure? Where are they? Which place are they investing the money they're supposed to have spent on subsidy? Where are they spending the money? They will tell you, states are now collecting more money that has no value. Yeah, because the value of the naira, 1 million in 2022 today is like 100,000 of today. The value is eroded. So a governor that received 500 million in 2022 is better off than governor that received 2 billion today. That's how the value of the currency has degenerated. So what are we even saying? And the funny part of this whole thing is that the citizen will still join them and be blaming somebody that is demarketing Nigeria. Whereas they don't understand what is going on. They don't. And they are the ones, this thing is hitting harder in that place. But they will still support the same party. They will still support the same people. They will still come and fight people on social media about this same group of people. That is the problem. Because they are brainwashed. Because they don't understand. They don't know. And they don't care to know. because they are defending their ethnic brother or they are defending their religious brother. They are in the same religion. They are defending him. They don't know why they are defending him. It's just about religion. The conclusion of this matter is that nobody is demarketing anybody. No investors come to a country where you have a high level of insecurity, where there is high level of corruption, where the investment is not guaranteed, where there is no solid judiciary. In case they have issue, they go to court. Will they get justice? When they look at what the judiciary is doing, they will be tired. So these are the things they need to fix. Go and look at what attracts investors. Go and look at ease of doing business. The cost of energy in Nigeria is so high. Which company will come and establish? There's no power supply. All the indices that supports in a business are not there. The local businesses are shutting down. Look at how they are treating Dangote at this refinery, fighting him to stop him so that they will continue importation. They didn't know that somebody can build that refinery. That's why they frustrated the 4 refineries owned by government. Today now you heard that over $800 million was spent in water refinery and today it's shut down. They came, did photo ops that the refinery is working and they are loading. At the end, it was a lie. That refinery has shut down. 800 million plus gone down the drain. Who have been arrested? Nothing. They only sacked some people now in NNPC. That's not the issue. The issue is they need to trace the money. Why did they invest all those money and say have no result? That is what we are talking about. You can't just put in money somewhere without developing the indices, the objective, the goal, the things you need to see that will show you that the money you are investing is working. That is the problem. So what is going on? Hello guys, I'm gonna let this slide here for now, and then I want to hear from you in the comment section. Please like and share this video. If you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and then put on your notification bell so that when my next video drops, you'll be among those to be notified. So guys, I'm gonna say to you, thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video. I'm signing out. See ya.